Why are kindergarten teachers so good? They make the little things count. Today's video is actually going to be a review over the book Sugar by Deirdre Riordan Hall. This book follows a girl named Sugar. Her real name is actually Mercy, but everyone calls her Sugar because she is overweight. The book just follows her and her being bullied and her having a sort of abusive family relationship, and there's obviously a boy, and so the boy is kind of her inspiration to do better for herself, but she's also still having to cope with her family, and drama occurs throughout this entire thing. It's basically just a story about a fat girl trying to better her life. And that's the main reason I accepted this, because this is the only book I've ever read with an overweight main character. So I was really excited to read this and review it because I do like the snacking also. So I could really see myself in the synopsis of this book, so I picked it up, and let's talk about my thoughts. First of all, I want to say I gave this book 4 stars. So I'm first going to talk about the one thing that I didn't like about this book that brought it down to 4 stars. Then the rest of this video I can go on and on about the things I did like about it. I felt, why is there hair in my eye? One thing I felt brought this book down was that it was a little bit unrealistic. I felt like a lot of the abuse and bullying that occurred was a little bit over the line, and I hate having to say like, oh, that bullying was unrealistic, because any bullying is serious and not good, but I felt like some of the things that were said and done in this book were just a little bit too cruel, I suppose. I was just reading this thinking that wouldn't happen, and that's been happening a lot lately, so I don't know if it's just me, because I've never been bullied. I don't ever see it unless it's cyberbullying, so I guess seeing people actually verbally abuse someone is foreign to me, I guess. Stuff like this, I just can't see it ever happening, so I don't know if that's a personal problem or if it's the book's problem, but either way, I felt like a lot of the classmates saying mean things, and especially her mom and her brother just constantly calling her fat and putting her down. I couldn't really see that, and although I felt bad for her and I understand how that caused her to be a little bit depressed, I was still like, would that happen? Also, I felt like some of the things that occurred in this book only occurred to evoke a reaction from the reader. Like, it was really dramatic things that were a little bit unrealistic, that were random events that didn't really have any meaning or purpose other than to just kind of exaggerate the main character's situation. Now, for the things I enjoyed. So first of all, like I've been saying this entire video, oh, that's all my knitting back there. Okay, yep, nice. I loved the concept that this was about a girl who was fat, because literally me. I think that it was done really well, where you could see her problem and see what she needs to fix, and there's such a frustration that comes with that, because the entire book there's a self-image where she's saying, I hate my body, the entire book, and it's not a ridiculous saying, because, I mean, she is overweight and people do judge her for that, so you're not listening to her say that, and it's not coming off as whining or anything. It makes you feel bad for her, but then in another way, it's like, there is a bit of frustration in that, where you know she could change it if she wanted to, but I related to that so much, because I understand the struggle. I understand the line between, I hate this and I could change it, but the effort to change it, what I would have to do to get there, is too hard. The reason why I wasn't annoyed with her doing this is because I got it. I found myself not really being able to connect with Sugar as much as I would have liked to, because she does get this relationship with the boy halfway through the book, and I feel like I might just be a little bit bitter, but I'm kind of not really believing in that relationship. Like, I thought it was a really beautiful friendship, and I thought it would have been awesome if this book was just centered around friendship, because there was a little bit of me that kind of saw the relationship as insta-love. The guy was just this cute boy that paid attention to her, and I couldn't get past how the bitter side of me just was sitting there like, that would never happen. You would not get noticed by some cute boy if you're this self-conscious, if you're as unattractive as you think you are. I felt like for a book about overweight people and getting over that, there should have been a little bit more body positivity in it. The entire book, she's talking about how I eat a ton of food because I feel sad, then I walk to school and I feel myself losing weight, but then I go back to eating because I'm so sad about things. And in that, alongside her relationship with her new boyfriend, I feel like there should have been a little bit more of, it's okay to accept yourself, and especially with the guy, I felt like he should have been more supportive of her, saying you're beautiful the way you are, etc., and that didn't really occur. I really did love the idea, and I really did relate to it and connect to it. I understood Sugar's struggle, but in the end, I really just couldn't put this down because I saw myself in it, and it was addicting and fast, and it was really frustrating in a great way because I love being angered at things I should be angered at, like abusive parents. I think the writing of this book was great. I know this is self-published, and honestly, I could see this being published. I could see this from Harper Teen or any sort of summer publishing because it's a really good book. For self-published, there's like no spelling or grammar errors, which is like, I don't want to say surprising, but it's impressive. And also it just has a great storyline. Even though some of the events in it were a little bit forced, I felt like in the end it was a great book with a great moral. I put it down feeling very inspired, like I want to have a salad for dinner, or like I want to go and walk to school now, and that, I think, is a really great thing. The reason I picked this book up was because I was like an overweight person, lol, me too. So if more overweight people were to pick this up because they see it's something that they can relate to, maybe then they'll put the book down, they'll feel more inspired. And overall, I know people who are at a healthy weight could obviously enjoy this too, but I feel like if you can understand the main character's struggles, you will definitely love this book. With that being said, that about wraps up my review. So I did enjoy this book. I do recommend it to you. If you end up picking this book up, let me know and we can talk about it. And until then, I hope you all enjoyed this and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.